Hey guys, your boy Sean Bellamy back with you with a brand new episode of Philly Eagles Talk here on my channel. The game just ended. Thursday night football game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Houston Texans. The Eagles won 29-17. This was obviously a short week game for the Philadelphia Eagles after they came off their win 3-4 days ago against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. We were in Houston this week. Like I said, on a short week of this Thursday night against a 1-5-1 Houston Texans team. Just real quick, give a shout out to the Houston Texans, man. They gave us a dogfight. The Texans, it was tied 14-14 at halftime. And it was definitely getting a little scary here and there. I know Thursday games really are, it's going to be sloppy, not really the most fun as far as watching because, teams again are coming to other teams' stadiums on short weeks and everything. So it really takes a while for teams really to get going. As far as the Eagles offense, let's get right to it. The Eagles offense, I thought, did great today. Jalen Hurts had another great performance. I think he was like 20 of 24, 26 today with I think he threw a couple touchdowns or threw a touchdown. My point is, he did very well today. Jalen Hurts did his thing. No turnovers except besides a fumble. But I more so put that on the offensive line than I do on him because the offensive line was not good today at all. But I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, like I said, Jalen Hurts played great. I thought Nick Sirianni and the offense in general called a good game. Miles Sanders was a beast. I honestly believe he should have had 150 yards rushing. I think he was over 100 yards rushing today in a touchdown. But I definitely think he could have got way more yards if the Eagles actually stayed committed to the run game. It seemed like we was very pass-heavy against a Houston Texans defense that does not defend the run at all. I mean, just go ask Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans what they did to the Texans last week running the football. I think they had over like 300 yards on the ground against Houston. So I don't know why the Eagles was so pass-heavy. But, I mean, listen, it worked out in the end, so I'm not going to be super upset about that. But Miles Sanders had a great game. Dallas Goedert had a great game. I think he had like 5-6 catches. One, he got a touchdown. He was just really killing the any matchup he was going up against Houston's Texas team. Like I said, the offensive line definitely was not their best showing. Jordan Mailata are really good. I like Jordan Mailata a lot on the offensive line, but he had a horrible game today. It just seemed like, I don't know if he was hurt maybe or he had some problem with I don't know what was going on with Jordan Mailata, but there was plenty of times, dude, that he was just letting a defender, I think it was I forgot the Texans, the guy he was going up against, but a Texas defender was just like on the D-line was like just going past him like with no effort at all to the point where it looked like Jordan Mailata was not even really trying to block. And Jalen got, I think, sacked at least 3-4 times this game, more than we usually see him take sacks because of the offensive line. But again, it's not something that can't be fixed. Again, and maybe it's a short week, so I'll give the offensive line a pass on that. But it definitely was not their best game. So that's much as far as the offense. Like I said, I think the offense did a good job. Like I said, it put up 29 points. And that should have, like I said, that was enough obviously to get us to win. As far as the defense goes, I will keep saying this. I know some people saying that Jonathan Gannon, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, absolutely does his, adjust and is doing a good job this year. I'm not sold on dude, and I really hope he does get a head coaching job by next year, so the Eagles can go really get a defensive coordinator that's not afraid to blitz and be aggressive. Because, like I said, shout out to Houston Texans for exploiting and really killing Jonathan Gannon's defensive scheme. Jonathan Gannon's scheme is basically having his corners like the cornerbacks, the secondary, 10 yards back, not stacking the box, not blitzing, and not being aggressive at all, and just okay with no linebacker contain, no nothing. He just has his players kind of just sit back and not do anything on defense instead of just sitting there in their soft coverage, soft zone coverages. And it got exposed today by a Houston Texans team that was missing their two starting wide receivers, and we were going up against a below average quarterback in David Mills. But because Gannon likes to sit back with this soft coverage, not really be aggressive and really try to put the pressure on a team and force them to beat us with their arm, all the freaking the Texans did was run for over 100 yards with their rookie running back Dameon Pierce. He had over 100 yards on us because we didn't stack the box or anything. Like I said, the Texans was missing their two wide receivers. You would think, and a below average quarterback in David Mills, you would think that you would stack the box if you're Jonathan Gannon and force them forced David Mills, their quarterback, to have to beat our great secondary. But they didn't do that. John DeGannon refuses to be like that. And to me, watching the game, it got frustrating because we're going to go up against, if you look at the rest of the season, we're going to be going up against some good running backs. And it's a simple blueprint, I think. The Eagles' defense is great, but there's a simple blueprint to beat our defense, and that is watching film. If you're the opposing offense, it's watching film on John DeGannon's defensive scheme. That shit is going to kill us down the road when we go up against teams that got good running backs and teams that might have good quarterbacks, obviously, not might, but will have good quarterbacks in the playoffs. I hate John DeGannon's scheme. I get it. It's a short week. I get you're going to win ugly on Thursday night. I get that. I'm not saying I expect the Eagles to go out there and be perfect. I thought we would blow them out more than win by 12. But, I'll take a win's a win. But the way his defense is set up, it pisses me off and a lot of Eagles fans off watching because that's the reason. That's the main reason why that a team will stick with the Eagles from beginning to end is because of the fact that, yeah, we have tons of dogs and the talent on defense, and our offense will definitely put up points, but because of Gannon's scheme and style, we're going to be in dogfights in games we shouldn't be in dogfights in. So I don't know what it is, man. Like, I'm not saying it's easy to shut down every NFL team in the league, even a team like the Houston Texans who are 1-5-1 on the year. But when you play a soft, I've never been a fan, no matter if it's the Eagles or any team, I've never been a fan of soft zone coverage schemes. I never understood that. I love man-to-man, obviously mix some zone in there, but I love man-to-man blitz heavy packages, man. I want to make the quarterback sweat. I want them to have to beat you with their arm. It's just that simple. If you don't stack the box and you're just sitting back in the soft zone coverage with no contain, no nothing, dude, running backs are going to run all over us for the rest of this season. It's only going to get worse. It's literally a simple blueprint how to beat the Eagles' defense is with the running game. And again, listen, I'm not saying it's all Gannon's fault. Obviously, the players out there, listen, the Eagles defenders, man, they need to all run laps. The secondary need to run laps. The linebackers need to run laps. The Eagles' defense today was horrible at tackling. You could say maybe it's a short week, maybe they retire. I don't know. But the Eagles' defense, that's been a consistent problem this year. The Eagles don't tackle well. They do not tackle well. They try to do too many big hits with shoulder tackles and stuff, and forgetting that these guys they're going up against are big dudes. They're not going to go down so easily. I don't know why the Eagles don't just practice wrapping up. Get the legs and tackle, because we have the talent, but it just seems like sometimes we don't do the simple fundamental things to stop an offense. So, again, like I said, offense did their thing today. Like I said, the defense was on and off. It was an ugly win. I will say this, though, too, if I wrap it up. The defense did make some plays in the second half. Like I said, it was tied 14-14. We went on to win 29-17. And we are now 8-0. I believe next week we are at home against the Washington Commanders. That was supposed to be Carson Wentz's return game, but he is hurt. So Taylor Heineke, I believe, is the Washington's quarterback for that game. So that would be a big divisional game in itself. But yeah, again, guys, we went ugly. We win ugly. Went ugly, whatever. We're 8-0 for the first time in franchise history. Like I said, I know there was a lot of mistakes, but for us to still win by 12 in an ugly game, an ugly win type thing, it does feel good to see. Even because that's what happens. It's a good team. Good teams find a way to win, even if they're not playing their best. If you win by 10 and plus on a short week, you got to feel good about something. But there's definitely some things we got to clean up, and I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni, Gannon, all of them are going to say they definitely need to be better. But like I said, give a shout out to the Texans because we was in a dogfight, at least maybe to like near the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth. We was in a fight. Oh, man, it was crazy. I thought the Texans were going to be the one to knock us out of being undefeated. That was crazy. But I am out, you guys. Again, we're 8-0, first time franchise history. So I am happy. And the best thing I will say, I know I keep saying I'm about to wrap this up. The best thing I do love about Thursday games, even though, like I said, it can be sloppy, is the fact we're stress-free this week. And I don't have no Eagles game on Sunday now, or Monday. So now we get to sit down. The Eagles got a good amount of rest coming up now. And I'm pretty sure they're going to use that time wisely to get ready for Washington next week. But I am out, you guys. Peace.